Hello, scrapbookers and creative friends. I'm Linda Petuch. I'm a Creative Memories Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. Today, I have some flowery things for you to do. We're going to use punched shapes and we're going to create flowers. Some will be purely from our imagination, but that's a good thing too. And you know, punching out paper is something really therapeutic about that. So I want you to buckle up. We're going to go on a journey. You can use your imagination and whatever punches and things you have, and we're going to use a lot of scrap paper too, which is a good thing because sometimes we hoard those little pieces, but now I'm going to show you a really good use for some of those pieces. So come on with me. Let's take a look at how we're going to do this. Okay, so my reason for creating flowers is because my last crop was on May 20th, which is World Bee Day, and I wanted to honor the bees because you remember those female worker bees are out pollinating, collecting nectar. If it was not for bees, every third bite of food would not exist because we have to thank our bees for that. So I decided I wanted to honor the bees and get a couple of pages ready for my scrapbookers, and I decided I wanted to make my own blossoms because these bees must have flowers. These were photographs of bees in my yard, in different areas of my yard. I really truly planted our garden for pollinators. So we have a page over here. I wanted to feature this one of the big fat bumblebees. We don't see as many of those in southern Florida here as we do the other little bees, but so I wanted to feature this one over here, pollinating my eggplant blossoms, which was lovely. So I decided though I wanted to make flowers from some of the punches that I had, and you know, Creative Memories punches are great because some of them already look like a given flower, but then there are others you can use pieces and parts and build your own flowers, and that's what I'm going to show you. So one of the things that helps me organize my scraps of things is I use these Power Project folders, Creative Memories Power Project folders, and then I have a little label on it for the color, and I have it for all the basic colors, and I arrange them Roy G. Biv in the order of the rainbow, and that way when I want little scraps to pick up so that I can punch them or use them for matting and that kind of thing, they're already really nicely organized in here. It's much easier than digging through a lot of different colors. So you can see that you can use some of these scraps to punch whatever it is you need. These are actually little sunshine pieces, but you can use those as the center of a flower easily as well. So I got inspired to create flowers because of Kylie Kingham, Paper Sweet Pea, she's an Australian advisor, Creative Memories advisor, and she's always building those beautiful blossoms you can figure from her name, Paper Sweet Pea. Well, I started with this, and that is these three punches that are, it's a trio. This one's called, it's the Piece by Piece trio, and it has the 3 pieces. Well, I punched a whole bunch of those pieces, different colors, all the different shapes, and then I could start building. It's really fun to do because, you know, you can talk to people and you can visit with your family. If you have all of these pre-punch, you can just sit there and you can put them together. So what you basically need is a base on which to build your flower. You put repositionable tape, and then you start adding the petals as you go. That's not a petal. You start adding the petals, and you can see you can make, this was a single layer of petals with that center, and then just a dot. Here's the dot. Or you can double it. On this one, these two actually, I did an outer layer of orange, then another layer of yellow, and then you can see, and then I added that center. And who doesn't want a little bit of bling? I had this bling from the Painted Garden, gorgeous line. Now Kylie cut a circle, and you can use punches that you have. I have these punches. This small hexagon was a great one to build on. And the reason you want to use repositionable tape is so you can move the different pieces around. So you just layer them and build them. So let's create one together so you can see what I'm talking about. A picture is worth 1,000 words, isn't it? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put some repositionable tape on the base. And then let's take this pink. And P.S., you can spread these out. This is for a tackle box that I keep all my punched shapes in. And when you have, like the hexagon, it was easier to line it up on the different spaces, the different edges of the hexagon. But if it's a circle, you know, you can just move it around. And that is the beauty of doing it with the repositionable tape, because then you can just go ahead and pick it up, move it if you're not happy with it. It's very forgiving. could have pulled those out for you, but I did not. This is real time, like it really happens. Just start building, and then as you go along, you can shift them around. Okay, this needs to be moved here. And don't worry about the center, because you're going to be adding a different center to it. You might add, you might just want to put a bling. See, that's losing a little bit sticky. So let me just going to add some more, because we don't want that to come off. Okay. And then I can decide how I want to treat the center. So I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to add some more repositionable tape to the center. And let's do this other pink. So we'll have the fuchsia, and then we'll have the lighter pink. Pop that in the center. And then I can just take a dot, or I could add a little bling. We could be really creative and just put a heart in there. I don't think so. Let's do some bling. Now I do find that these with the adhesives that you're putting on here, this comes with adhesive on it. However, to me it's kind of thick, so I like to use my my precision point glue stick, and then I put a little dot of the glue in the middle, apply a little bit here. That way I just feel like it's not as dangerous a proposition. I love pink and green together, so let's add this onto the top. Okay, and there you have a blossom. Is there a real flower in nature that looks like that? Probably not, but we don't care. We're being creative. So that's basically how you can build your flowers, and then you can add leaves. These are Creative Memories leaf punch. You can just add leaves to the back and have it ready to apply to your page. Okay, let's move to the next one I wanted to show you. Oh, and then also I store the pieces like this so that I have it ready to go. And I had a flower making station for my scrapbookers, so I had samples for them, but they came up with their own beautiful designs as well. So it's really a fun thing to do, very creative and stress-free. We like stress-free. So of the punches I'm going to show you, the flowers that I created, the only ones that are still available at this time is the Mandevilla and also the Trio punch. But you might already have some of these other punches in your stash, or your advisor might have it, so that you can use it. The Mandevilla is nice because it punches out two different shapes, and you can mix and match the colors. And you can make it the same color, put it at an angle, or you can layer it this way. So that's a really nice little punch, and that is still available on the website, and so as are the Trio punch. So one of the first punches I got, actually, when I joined Creative Memories as an advisor. I used to be a consultant, and then had to take a little break. But when I went back, this was one of the first punches that was offered, which I got, and I'm so glad I did, because it has the 3 different shapes, and I use this probably of all my punches. I use this the most because of the building opportunities for you to start creating. So it has the 3 different shapes, and you can mix and match with many. Okay, so I use those shapes. I also we had this flower that was offered maybe a year ago or so, the embossed blossoms. Okay, and this one has the pieces that what am I doing? There we go. Has the pieces, as you see, I pre-punched them, and it has like a side view of a bud, of a blossom rather, and then the open view, and I just added some, used the metallic pen or the regular pen to make the center of the flower. And then you see I have pre-punched leaves already ready. So I kind of get that all set up so that then when I'm creating, I'm just really in that creative mood. Another one that I use, and I had these from when I was teaching, little sunshine punches. I have those, so that makes a really nice flower for the outside blossoms and the center. But then you can see I used, from this embossed Trio punch, I used those centers on that. I could have added a jewel as well. And then this was the 5-leaf punch, Creative Memories 5-leaf punch. I love these. I think I use these the most. I have them in many shades of green. That makes a beautiful blossom as well. Okay, now This was another punch available. Dewdrop. This is dewdrop flowers. Again, check with your advisor because she might have some of these punches for you to use. And this, you can see, here's the outside. Again, I took the embossed trio for the center, and then just a dot, which came from the little trio punch. So this makes a nice little daisy kind of flower. Here is another one. This is another Creative Memories punch. Do I have it out here? I do not. I will find that in the meantime. We have this one, which was Daisy a Day. And this doesn't have a center, but that's where you can use the bling. You can use other little pieces of flowers. Let me see if I have one pre-made in here. I do not, but I will show you some on a page layout that I did. Okay, but that's another wonderful base for you to work with. This hibiscus was a special, they call it tropical bloom. It's a hibiscus. I'm from Florida. It's a hibiscus. But anyway, this one, I love it too because you can mix and match, and truly your advisor may have it. The pistil comes out separate, and then the blossoms are here, and you can do it with 2 different colors, offset them a bit, because hibiscus come in so many different shades. So you can have a couple different colors, and then you can have the pistil coming out. Really, really, really cute flower. And you'll see that. I did a special page just for these because I love them. It's a Florida thing. Hibiscus and flamingos. It's just what we love. Okay. And also to expedite matters here, expedite matters, I pre-punched a lot of leaves as well. I pre-punched leaves, just loose ones, different shades of green. Again, these are scraps of paper that I had. And when you punch out, where is it? When you punch out this leaf, you get this really cool shape, which I've added for texture. And I'll show you that in one of my layouts. Okay. Also, whenever I punch something that has dots, I kind of collect those. I'm not a hoarder, I'm an organizer. That's what I do. Let me see what else I want to share with you. Oh, and of course, because I was so crazy for the bees, and that's who we were honoring at the time, I had to use our embossed hexagon and our bumblebee punch. Here they are. So this is the embossed hexagon, which if you have that, that's great. Just remember, you have to really push down on it if you want to get that embossed effect. Again, your advisor may have that, or a friend may have it, and you can just have a punching party together and share all of your punches. And you can pre-punch a bunch so that then you're ready. And of course, the bumblebee. And the bumblebee, I have a tiny little balloon punch. Again, this is from when I was teaching. I had some of these punches. That little bumblebee, little balloon is great for the abdomen of the bumblebee. And then I have that, and I'm just crazy for making the flight lines. Here are some of the flowers that I've layered on here, and this is another little tiny leaf punch. But you see how you can go ahead and prepare this. This I made to put, you'll see it on the bottom of my page. I put it at the base of this page here, but it also fits perfectly on a card. And one of my scrapbookers actually used it to make a card while she was here at my crop. So that way that's flexible, ready to go. So for punching the leaves, the other thing that I did was I used some of the border punches, the leaf border punches, and I pre-punched some of the leaf borders, because then you can just drop your flowers right on there as you go along. These are the hang on, let me think. Fill and file sleeves. And these are the ones that are great for storing your borders, even if you're not pre-punching for a project. If you just want to have a way to safely store your borders, if you're on a roll punching, because sometimes when I have a scrap left and I just want to go ahead and punch the borders and have them pre-made so that it saves time when I'm creating my pages. So that's how I did that. So as I was playing with this and trying to get samples ready for my scrapbookers, I decided that I wanted to make a frame, because I wanted to really feature these photos in the middle. If you've not done this before, our 12-inch trimmer is marvelous for that. I just made a 1-inch frame, and then I had this yellow piece that is left over I have now to use for another project. And then I just put the two clusters, flower clusters here. Now to bring this black over here to this side, I used the same color as I used for the frame as the base, and then I matted these photos with the black, and then I have this black down here, and then this is just a piece of scrap paper that I folded over. I just folded it over so that I could make a kind of a corner arrangement. And then I put, this is sticker from Painted Garden, and this is from Painted Garden as well. And of course you can see the other punches. So let's just take a look at some other ideas. From my Power Sort folder, I could take, this is what I did before. I took a strip and I just literally folded it over. First you want to kind of try the center, find the center. Okay, make a little gentle fold, and then you just fold it over, and then you have a corner arrangement that you can add a little detail, flower detail on there. Let me show you what I did with the hibiscus. Let's put a black piece of paper down. So I folded over a green piece of paper, and I added hibiscus flowers. And now these are monstera leaves. I know that's not what a hibiscus leaf looks like. However, it's very tropical. So that would just be a beautiful corner to have. Now, if you don't want to take up this much space on your page, so you have more room for photographs, again, cut a frame. This is an 1.5 inch frame that I cut. And you can put it up here, and you can see I've pre-placed foam squares so that it'll lift it up. The thing about using the foam squares, so yeah, this goes over the edge a little bit, but because it's lifted, your photo can slide right underneath there. I just think that's so pretty. Just a nice little touch, because of course we want to focus on our journaling and our photographs, so we just want a little touch to make it beautiful. Now sometimes you could just, you want to be very simplistic. There's nothing wrong with that. I have some, this is old embossed paper with leaves on it. On your page, you can just set this down. There are the leaves already, and you can just place your flowers right on there. You can just pop them on there, ready, and they're already on the border. But I decided I wanted to keep working with the frame. So let's put this frame back. Let me show you. I kind of went a little bit crazy with this one border, but I'm so happy with it. And isn't that what it's all about? We have to be happy with what we're doing. So you can see this is multiple different kinds of flowers that I assembled from the different shapes and different punches that I showed you. It's basically whatever you have, that's what you want to use. These leaves right here, I cut, remember I said you punch that out and you have this little textural piece. I loved adding those here. And of course bling on some, but not on all. Different layers, different colors, and that would be a really beautiful piece to put on the edge, whether you have a frame or not. It would be a lovely addition. Now I'm really thinking that I want to make a frame, that I want to fill a frame with flowers, with prepared flowers. So I'm going to probably do that before I post this film, because I do want to try it and see. It might be a little over the top, but if you have one special photograph that you want to put in the center, if you had it surrounded by flowers, I think that would just be beautiful, and then you just focus on that one photograph in the middle. So I have an idea that I want to do that, and I will submit that photo. Now, as always, I will submit I'll add photographs to the end of the video. I also am going to post any of the links for the supplies that are available. Remember, you can use your stash. You can use your friend's punches, your whatever punches you have, and just use your imagination as well. I wouldn't put this together, that's too much, but I just wanted you to see those. But I hope that if you have an advisor, you will reach out to your advisor and shop with her. If you do not have an advisor, I would love for you to be one of my customers, and I would be happy to work with you. I will put my link also on the end of the video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would so appreciate it if you would just subscribe and then hit that little bell, and that way you will find out when I'm going to post my next video or when it is posted. Thank you so much for watching. I know your time is valuable, and I appreciate it. Goodbye for now.